Hello and welcome to Becky Davidson's Super Saturday Summit. You are watching this on her Facebook page, Empowered Entrepreneurs Sell More. And before I begin, I want to say something about that title, which I just love. It makes sense, right? When you're empowered, you'll sell more. However, if you are an entrepreneur, you are here to empower other people, which means you have to feel and be empowered, which means you have to become friends with your power, the root of that word. And I've learned that so many people around the world, especially women, are actually afraid of power. And for good reason, because many of us were exposed to power used in a wrong or bad way. The abuse of power, the power over, the power to control, the power to hurt. And that is not the right use of power. And there is a right use of power. The power to be all that you are. The power to empower. And that's related to my topic today. I'm Andrea Isaacs, founder of the Emotional and Life Mastery Institute. And I've had the honor and privilege of teaching my work around the world. I've been to 30 countries now. However, life wasn't always like that for me. Before I get going, though, let's make sure you're in the right place. Type a 1 in the comments if you've ever shied away from your power. For good reason, but perhaps it's still happening. Type 1 in the chat if that's you. Type 2 in the comments if you have shied away or backed off from being more visible. So many entrepreneurs, when they're ready to grow, they hold back being seen in a bigger way because they're afraid of the imposter syndrome, judgment, who knows. Type 2 into the comments if you've ever shied away or held back from visibility. And now finally type 3 into the chat if you have this inner voice in your head that says something like, you can't do that. That's too much for you, or you're just going to mess it up. Or there's so many people out there doing it better than you. Type a 3 into the comments if you relate to that one. Okay, you are in the right place. Before my travels around the world, I knew the traps that can hold us back, and I was stuck. I was stuck and just so afraid to be seen. And I remember as a little girl, my mother used to say to me, just be confident. Just be confident, Andy. That was my nickname. In fact, she would put me up against a wall and push my shoulders back, and she'd say, just stand straight. I grew tall really early. I'm almost 6 feet now, so I was heads and shoulders above everybody, even at age 7, 8, and 9. And so I stood out in a crowd, and I hated it because I hated being seen. Do you think that affected my business as a business owner? You betcha. However, until I learned and created my unique system, because I was able to put together a system that combined embodiment, the Enneagram, and neuroscience in a way that changed my life. And confidence became a part of who I am. And then I was able to ignite my impact. And of course, I've done that with thousands of people around the world as well. So if you're ready for some of that, type ready into the comments. Okay, the first trap that can hold you back is this one. And you might wonder, well, how do I know these traps? Well, I have a quiz that creates a blueprint about your emotional mastery. I see your unique combination of gifts that point to your life purpose, and I see the traps that could hold you back. Okay, so one of the traps I've seen over and over and over again around the world is this old limiting belief that you don't matter. In fact, as I say these words, feel it in your body. Oh, you don't matter. Yeah, your gift doesn't matter. That's nothing special. If this has happened to you, it probably was an early life imprint, a message you got a long time ago that what your thoughts are don't matter, your ideas don't matter, your opinions don't matter. And it made you feel like maybe you don't matter. And so maybe you compromised again and again to just go with the flow, to keep the peace. And that's a good thing. But when you do that over and over again, it increases that old belief that, well, nobody cares what I want. And that trap, if it's still alive, because actually, if it was an early life imprint, it created a neural pathway. And just like going to the gym, when you do your reps, your muscles get bigger and stronger. That early life imprint, if it got repeated, it's like going to the gym and doing your reps. That neural pathway got repeated. and got bigger and stronger, just like your muscles get bigger and stronger. Actually, any message that we get over and over again creates a neural pathway. And it's great if the pathway is something for confidence, speaking up for yourself, believing in yourself, and so on. If it's something like, you don't matter, that could be something that's hard to change. And there are a lot of people that think change is difficult. Sometimes we're not ready for the consequences of the change. But when change is difficult, in my opinion, there's a missing step. The missing step is almost always using your body, engaging your body, and you're going to have an experience of that right now. In fact, I want you to get a pen and paper handy or a Word document so you can write something down in a moment, because I know this work works. It only works if you use it. You can only use it if you remember it, and you can only remember it if you practice it, and you can only practice it if you write it down. So write this down. Now, when I talk to you, we can customize these so that these can be really specific for your story. For now, let's do this together. And I'm going to tell you a ninja tip. It's going to be a mantra. A mantra is a word or phrase. The most common mantra is Om. It's a Sanskrit word. When I say these words, I can't help but to feel it in my body. And that's the ninja tip, because when you have the mantra, the words, in your head, and you feel the same meaning of those words in your body, together, the words and your body are the most powerful, the quickest, most effective, efficient way to create a new neural pathway for a new way of being. So if you are ready for a new way of being, you want to grow outside your comfort zone, which of course is where your dreams live, right? We all know that. Then you want to use this ninja tip. So I'm going to say these words. I'm going to feel it in my body, and I want you to repeat this with me. Feel the meaning of the words in your body. Of course, you might want to do something different than me, which is great, because that means you're custom designing it, which is even better. But for now, if you have that belief that you don't matter, your gifts don't matter, I want you, every time you have that thought, to say these words and to feel the meaning of these words in your body. I matter, and my gifts matter too. I matter, and my gifts matter too. I matter, and my gifts matter too. And let it get bigger and bigger, because you know what? We have to listen to our bodies. And so many of us aren't used to listening to our bodies in this way. And so if you want to make change happen, I want you to listen to your body. And you know what happens if you're listening to music or watching TV? If you can't hear it, what do? You turn up the volume. Well, if you're not used to listening to your body, turn up the volume. Well, how do you do that, you might wonder? Good question. You repeat it and you exaggerate it, which is what I was just doing. So do that with me again. Turn up the volume. That means repeat it and feel it in your what? Feel it in your body. Type body into the comments. You're going to feel the meaning of these words in every cell of your body. I matter, and my gifts matter too. Again, I matter, and my gifts matter too. Yes, you do. Sing it to the world and sing it to your soul. That's the number one trap that can hold you back. The second trap that can hold you back is this one. Oh, this is so common. This is the biggest deflator of our dreams. If you've had that voice in your head that's anything less than empowering, if it says something like, you're stupid, you're wrong, if it's an inner critic that is nasty, and so many of us have this, oh my goodness, this voice has to shift. I've heard this from one of the other speakers in the summit today. The most important conversation we ever have is what? The one we have with ourselves. When that inner critic kicks in, it will deflate your dreams. You will procrastinate. You might think, why bother? I'm just going to fail anyway. Oh, it's just a stupid idea. Oh, this wonderful gift. Oh, this gift I thought was so wonderful. No, it's not going to go anywhere. Why should I even bother? Why should I even start? So if you have any procrastination in you, you probably have an inner critic. So we're going to talk back to that inner critic. And we're going to do what? You're going to feel the meaning of these words in your body. And I'll give you an idea how you can feel that. And once again, you're going to turn up the volume, repeat, and exaggerate. And there's something else I wanted. Oh, yeah. If you want to talk to me so we can customize your mantras and find what's unique to your history and your story, there's a really easy link to remember. It's talk to Andrea. It's two. It's the number 2. I can't do it backwards. Number 2. talktoandrea.com. talktoandrea.com. Okay, here's the second one. This is for everybody, and yours, of course, will be even better and more specific. But this is a really good one for starters. Oh, I've used this one so many times. I like to start with a big breath in, just to settle down, kind of create a blank slate in my mind, in my body. And I'm going to say these words. And I invite you to join me. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. Feel that in your body. Join me again. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. Feel it in your body. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. I'm perfect. Make it bigger, make it louder. Sing it to the world and sing it to your soul. And now, because I really want you to remember these, we're going to do 1 and 2 together. So I matter and my gifts matter too. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. Did you write those down yet? We're going to do those together. Here we go. I matter and my gifts matter too. Feel it in your body. Here, number 2. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. I matter and my gifts matter too. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. Once more. I matter and my gifts matter too. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. Some people think I'm silly, but you know what? There's something about letting yourself be silly, because when we're having fun and learning something new, we remember it a little better. You might have had that experience too. Okay, the third trap that can hold you back. This was one that was really big for me. If there's a voice in your head that says that you are inadequate, if you compare yourself to others and feel less than, this is really good. If you feel like, you know what, the coaches field has become exponential. There's so many coaches out there. And what if your voice in your head is saying, oh, there's so many other people doing what I do. Why should I bother? They won't pay attention to little old me. And when you compare yourself to others, no matter how fabulous you are, no matter how talented you are, you feel less than. And, this is even worse. This was my experience before doing this work. I felt, and if this is true for you, maybe you felt this too, that you didn't deserve your dreams. If you don't deserve your dreams, it's going to be really hard to go for them, to make them happen. And I want you to know that your dream came to you. Your unique gifts came to you because they're for you to use, they're for you to bring to the world. This is for you to do. You do deserve your dreams. I know there was a time in my life when I stopped dreaming. It was the most painful time of my life. And it was because there was a part of me that didn't believe I deserved my dreams. And we sure have to shift that one, or your dreams won't happen. You will not make an impact, and you certainly won't ignite it. So the key to make you free, the key to set you free from that one. Before giving you the key, I want to say one other thing. Sometimes our mantras and our mudras, the mantra I described is the word or phrase. The mudra traditionally is a prayer or meditation position. And I take a lot of creative license with both mantras and mudras. And by the way, that's also why affirmations often don't work, because unless you know how to feel it in your body, if it's not embodied, you don't have the neural pathway for it yet. Okay. Sometimes our mantras have to be what I call incremental. There's another term for this. It's called the adjacent possible. In other words, if this is your comfort zone, and this is who you are now, it might be too big of a leap just to go huge and be really big and be seen in the world. That might be too big of a step. And that's understandable. What's incremental? What's adjacent? Like, what's right next to that? What's the next step in being a little bigger? And then a little bigger. That's incremental. It's adjacent. Adjacent is next to. What's next to that? So if there's a part of you that feels you don't deserve your dreams, instead of going for them, maybe the next step, and this is what I did for myself. First, I had to tell myself I deserve my dreams, because not deserving them was in my comfort zone. The incremental step, the adjacent possible, was I deserve my dreams. And I said that a zillion times. I deserve my dreams. I deserve my dreams. I deserve. Sometimes I said it in anger, and sometimes I said it in truth. It's just a fact. It's a fact for you too. So if this needs to be incremental for you, just notice and let that be your mantra. I deserve my dreams. Because the next increment, the next adjacent possible is I go for my dreams. Now, underneath that, sometimes there's another trap that holds you back. Because if you don't feel like you deserve your dreams, there's part of you that doesn't really believe in yourself. And there's a lot of healing that has to come along with this sometimes. So for now, we're going to put some of these together. I want you to write the words down first, and I'll demonstrate how I say it and do it, and I invite you to join me. I believe in myself, and I go for my dreams. We're going to do that together. I believe in myself, and I want you to feel that in every cell of your body. Let's just do that one again. I believe in myself. Feel it in your body. And I want you to find the stars up in the sky, the moon, whatever it is that's up there in the heavens. Maybe it's God of your understanding, and you're going to go for it. And your dream lies up there, and you're just going to shoot for the moon. And I go for my dreams. I'm not holding back anymore. And I go for my dreams. Let's put them together. I believe in myself, and I go for my dreams. Feel the momentum that can instill inside you. When you have that belief in yourself and the momentum, and you know you're perfect enough, and you know your gift matters, guess what's going to happen? Yeah, you will ignite your impact and create your next chapter with purpose, meaning, and joy. And that's what I want for you. Let's do that one again. I believe in myself, and I go for my dreams. Bigger and louder. Sing it to the world and sing it to your soul. Here we go. I believe in myself, and I go for my dreams. Feel it in your body. Feel it in every cell of your body. And now I want you to go to talktoandrea.com, because when other people have talked to me and I see their blueprint, we can customize your mantras. And what's happened for Mark, a dear friend and colleague, he was about to do his first event. He was a new entrepreneur, and he was inviting entrepreneurs who are much more successful and making a lot more money than he was making. In fact, he was going broke, investing in program after program. He wanted to do an event, and his wife, who had been supporting him, said, no, you've lost so much money on your business already. What are you doing? And she threatened to leave him if he did it again. Finally, she said, okay, but if this one doesn't work, I'm gone. And they had 2 young babies. They had twins. They had young babies. And so everything was on the line. His business, his marriage, being with his kids. So he did some work with me. We went a little deeper in this and customizing his mantra and his mudra. And he had his first event. He made his offer on stage. He was grounded and powerful and calm and inviting and magnetic. And in his first event, he broke 6 figures. And it saved his business. It saved his marriage. It saved his family. And then Ian wrote me that after just this one call, the Talk to Andrea call, he said, I pointed out that he'd been spinning so many plates in the air. And a lot of entrepreneurs do that because you're so talented and creative and innovative. There's so many possibilities of what you could do, right? And he realized that he had been self-sabotaging because of that. And he stopped spinning the plates and he stopped the sabotage. And he's more productive. And in fact, it enhanced all of his relationships, and he has more meaning and joy in all parts of his life now. Let's see, there's so many stories I could tell you. Kieran was telling me that when she first came to me, I was looking at her blueprint, and I saw that joy was missing in her life. I saw that she had a really harsh inner critic, which, by the way, diminishes your joy. If your inner critic is beating you up, you're not going to be very happy about that. So as we talked, she was talking about, I just need a new business strategy. I need to rewrite my webpage. I need business cards. I need a strategy. And we talked about strategy, but I said, but I have to ask you this question. Are you happy? And she started talking about the fascination with the inner life. And that was very interesting, but that wasn't happiness. So she talked more about business strategy and we talked a little bit about that. And I asked her again, but are you happy? And then she talked again about this inner fascination with life. And I let it go. Well, I didn't quite let it go. A little while later, I said to myself, I have to ask her again because I know she's not, and she's not acknowledging it. So I thought, okay, one more time. And I asked her again. And this time, she was literally taken aback. And she said, no one's ever asked me that before, which I thought was really funny because I just asked her 3 times. Anyway, she decided to work with me. And in our work together, she said the dams broke open and the words flooded out of her, and joy permeated her webpage. She wrote her webpage in one sitting, and it's glorious. I love reading. Sometimes I just go back to read it because it makes me feel happiness. It makes me feel joy. So what I'm trying to tell you is you will have a breakthrough. I promise you a breakthrough when you click that link and schedule your Talk to Andrea call, talktoandrea.com. And so now we are going to do one more ninja tip, because the key to this work, and I have 3 words for you. The key to this work I'll tell you in a moment. But first, a question. You know what they say the key to real estate is when you're looking for a house? They have 3 words. It's location, location, location. Okay. In my field, I've got 3 words for you. And the words are practice, practice, practice. So before I let you go, before I conclude, we're going to practice our 3 mantras together. Hopefully you wrote them all down. If not, it's not too late. Because I know this work works, but it only works if you use it. You can only use it if you remember it. You can only remember it if you what? If you practice. So, and the ninja tip is what? You can feel the words where? Type it in the comments. Where are you going to feel the meaning of these words? In your body. Here we go. We're going to start with a full and deep breath in. The words will be, I matter and my gifts matter too. Well, that just gave me an idea. Okay, here we go. Big breath in. And I matter and my gifts matter too. I matter and my gifts matter too. I matter and my gifts matter too. And now I'm going to do the opposite of what I was telling you to do. Because I was telling you to exaggerate. But you know what? Once you have the neural pathway, you no longer have to exaggerate. You can, I call it the opposite. It's to de-zag. That's a made-up word. You're going to de-exaggerate. So now we're going to say those same words quietly, with a whisper, while you feel the same meaning of the words in your body. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. And use the same gestures in a very small way. So everything is getting quieter and smaller, except the feeling inside your body remains the same. So it might look something like this. I matter and my gifts matter too. Feel it in your body. Join me. I matter and my gifts matter too. And one more version. We're going to do the same thing quietly. Say the words in your mind only. No sound, no external movement, while you feel the meaning of the words in your body. Here we go. Big breath in. And again. Once more. Did you feel that in your body? Cool. Okay. We'll do the same thing with the second one. The words again are, I'm perfect enough, just as I am. We're going to say it out loud. Let's just do it out loud twice, and then we'll do it in a whisper, and then quietly. Here we go. And I'm perfect enough, just as I am. I'm perfect enough, just as I am, with the whisper. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. I'm perfect enough, just as I am. Quietly, in your mind only. Feel it in your body, inside your body, in the same way. Okay, we've got one more. This is about believing in yourself, right? I believe in myself and I go for my dreams. And I was feeling it already, just reminding you of what the words are. We'll do it big a couple of times, with a whisper a couple of times, and quietly in your mind only, feeling the meaning of the words inside your body. Here we go. And I believe in myself and I go for my dreams. I believe in myself and I go for my dreams. And now, with a whisper, I believe in myself and I go for my dreams. I believe in myself and I go for my dreams. And now, quietly, no sound, no external movement, feeling the same feeling inside your body, the same neural pathway. Here we go. And again. There you go. Now you have the 3 keys that will set you free. And I've discovered, and I've written about at least 18 of them, and you know what? There are so many more. And once you know how to create the new neural pathway for the next version, the next bigger, bolder version of you, you'll know how to create that key for yourself to set you free. So what I want for you is to ignite your impact. And let's talk so we can find what your unique and very specific mantras can be that will help you embody unshakable confidence. I can't wait to talk with you.